Do you think it was like between Sridevi and Hema Malini? Were they also, not speaking to the media, kept to themselves? Ask
Correct.
Amma. I won't talk.
Correct.
There's a reason they built those walls?
Obviously, because people get familiar unnecessarily. No? The moment you allow them in, they start taking advantage and getting familiar because they don't come from the same background. Most of the riffraff in the industry come from very base backgrounds. They think that Haspadi to Paspadi. That's a motto.
Yeah.
So
But whereas they are just emoting on screen of Hasna.
No,
Doesn't
but
mean that
even
in
if they
private.
laugh at you on a
okay.
joke, everybody thinks they can after that get familiar. They take advantage of your vulnerability.
You do so many outdoors.
Yes.
You've shot also outdoors, and all these actresses come outdoors. And one actor that I spoke to, a woman actor, she said that we never met men outside the industry.
Correct.
We just went there and yahi the. They were the ones who were there, and we were shooting with them for 2 months, 3 months. Some of them were married men, and they make advances, and that's how things.
And they
happen.
charm you. But you see, if they charm you, they get away with it. If they're obnoxious about their rights of patriarchal attention, they don't get away with it.
But that's the thing, that even though they are successful women, strong women, earning very well in life.
But they're attracted to strong men. It doesn't matter whether they're married or not. That is another issue altogether. But a strong woman will be always attracted to a strong man, not to a wimpy man.
And then they married men.
Yes. So,
Now, it doesn't happen all that much now. Things are changed.
of course it does. Now it doesn't matter anyway if they
They don't marry them. That's the
No,
difference.
but even if you're married, how does it matter?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say is
The
that
institution of marriage is not sacrosanct anymore. Yeah.
Correct. So that's what I'm saying. वो जो पहले होता था ना छुप के and
correct.
having converting into
Yes.
Islam, getting married, then reconverting
Yeah.
into all that drama is not happening anymore.
you know.
They have an affair and then they break up, and then it's more
Yeah,
realistic
yeah,
than
correct.
at least it doesn't ruin lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where you're the second woman
Yeah.
or you're thing. But when you were acting, like when you were working with Sushmita, would she say like don't work with Aishwarya, or Aishwarya and don't work with Sushmita? No.
never.
Nobody told that to you.
Nobody could. I mean, actors used to be very concerned because I had such a bad reputation for being ill-tempered on the set. And that to take no shit from anybody. That they say, यार सबके सामने कुछ बोल देगा तो हमारी कच्ची हो जाएगी. चुप बैठो.
Why were you ill-tempered? What happened?
See, I'm like a perfectionist in my craft.
Okay, so that's difficult.
And then there's always 19-20. Na?
Yeah.
And that really frustrates me and gets me really hot and bothered. And then I realized that I could translate that into effectivity. So like for instance, like children. They're spoiled children. Then mummy, ये नहीं मैं नहीं करूँगा. Yeah, I don't like uncle. Cameraman की तरफ point करके बोल रहे. I don't like uncle. I'm not going to shoot. So then how do you deal with them? So I used to catch hold of an assistant who was somewhere in the periphery of the vision.
And shouted it.
And shout at the top of my voice, idiot, yeah, what, two. And then change and look at the kid and say, Acha, baby, ready? Ah, uncle.
Terrified. Poor thing. But yeah, okay, you have to get. So you preferred doing these the ad films as compared to long form films?
I loved that film because they were such a challenge.
Yeah.
You get over them so quickly and the money was good.
Money was good. And also, it's like to tell a story in a couple of
And
seconds.
also in a very quick time, I became, got a reputation for number one being difficult, for number two being good at my work. And therefore, all the work that I got was because they'd taken everything into consideration. My difficulty of working with me, my obstinacy in my creative vision, because in the beginning when they wouldn't agree with me, I used to do it two ways. I used to shoot all my films twice. Their way and my way.
Ah, okay.
Okay? And then I'd kept my way, I'd kept it for my reel. अच्छा मेरी शो रील पे अगर जाएगा तो इट्स माई पब्लिसिटी यार लोग देखेंगे हमने तो देखी नहीं है फिल्म
Yeah. But we were talking about Aishwarya and we were talking about Sushmita, before that Shabana and Smita Patel. Priyanka Chopra and Deepika Padukone. There's another thing with these two. So gorgeous, both of them.
Oh, lovely.
I mean, when they come on screen, they just light up the screen. Tell me, is it similar to the other pairs that I talked about?
Not really. I don't think they're anyway insecure. Okay. So I don't think they vie for the same roles or anything. It's just that Priyanka, who's very smart and savvy, realized that in the Hindi movie industry for female heroines, there is an expiry date.
And she was reaching that?
And she was getting close to that because she was not getting as much work as she wanted. So she immediately turned around and decided to open up another avenue of work, which was Hollywood.
Brave
and gutsy. Okay? And she did it and she made it.
But you also hinted that she was another one who was disillusioned or felt, and that could be that a romance gone wrong. In one
all of us are human, yeah. So all of us have this weakness of falling for maybe the wrong men. Women have this great purchase. They always fall for the wrong guys.
And you see this happening in front of you.
In front of you.
And do you advise?
Of course.
As the uncle.
But do you think it's going to make any difference? Of course not.
Okay.
It's just water over duck's back. When they've decided, they've decided.
Oh.
When you're in love, your whole brain short circuits. Huh? With men, it short circuits completely. Because they think with their dicks.
And do you think that it's because they are around such attractive people that it happens, this kind of chemistry?
Attractive, intelligent people.
Yeah.
The female version of our Hindi movie industry is so much more intelligent than the male version. In terms of reading, background, attributes, education, the whole works. Look at them.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा।
The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है।
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दो?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब।
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप।
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI, it does not lie.